Hello and welcome Rose Tech Info. Hope you are having a wonderful day. In this video, detailing about 16 website metrics to track for growth in 2025 and beyond. So before I start my video, please subscribe my channel. 16 website metrics to track for growth in 2025 and beyond. Website metrics tell the story of how visitors are engaging with your site, but it's thought to know which metrics can help with growth. Do you want to know how many visitors you get or where they coming from? Is it more important to know how users find your site or what makes them bounce? Get started with HubSpot Analytics software for free. I spend a lot of time diving in and out of Google Analytics and CRMs, analyzing just that. I could almost describe it as art forms, but it's mostly a science like any scientific analysis inform my strategies. Keep reading to learn the key website engagements metrics. I am paying attention to for a successful website to learn that what metrics website owners should be prioritizing for the upcoming year, how to analyze, track, and improve your metrics, and more. Table of contents. What are website engagement metrics? Website engagement metrics to watch how website metrics can help and grow your website data. How to track your website metrics. How to improve website engagement metrics. What are website engagement metrics? Website engagement is a broad term that covers many actions to visitors takes on your website differ from landing on it to the time they spend. There are that interaction have with the site. Website engagement metrics measures how much your website visitors are interacting with your website and online brand. This metrics can tell you where your visitors tend to go on your website, from how long, how often, and how they arrive on your website. Ultimately, the goal of your site is to turn visitors into leads and leads into customers, but the journey there are difficult to understand without the hard data. Fortunately, website engagement metrics are here to clear things up. With the help of an analytics tool like HubSpot or Google Analytics, you can use engagement metrics to see where your site is capturing attention and where you can make some tweaks to increase engagement. Here's a glimpse at our analytics tools and how it breaks down complex website data into a user-friendly format. While lift the hood and see the data on your site, you might find that a key page are underperforming CTA or engagements. Metrics might reveal that your content strategy is crushing it and should be invested in further. Updated for GA4 since Google Analytics transitions to the new GA4 format. Some familiar favorites in terms of metrics have had an update, so you won't see measurements like bounce rate or time on page. For example, some metrics have essentially just been renamed and some have had a more extensive switch up. Website engagement metrics. Views. Average time on page. Average seasons durations. Views up user page per seasons. Bounce rate engagements. Traffic source. Social source. Social references. New visitor seasons. Returning visitor seasons. Device type. Conversion rate. Exit rate. Top pages. Top exit pages. Revenue attributions. Event tracking. With so many website elements metric available, it's easy to become overwhelmed. So here are 16 of my favorite engagement metrics to inform your web strategy. Views. Views measure the number of times a page on your website is seen by a visitors, formerly page views. Each time a page on your website load in a browser's country on the one page view. So if a visitors load a page and then reload the same page, it is could count as 2 page views. Statistic. Web traffic is among the top two most common current marketing measurements of success. I like to use views as a very broad reach metrics for a website. It does not tell you much beyond how many people have seen, but from a growth perspective, that's important to know. Average time on page. Average time on page measures how long visitors spend on a web page on average. Time on page can be an excellent indicator of how engaging and effective your content is. The longer you hold visitors on a page, the better. Backed by research, our State of Marketing report found that instead of a focus on scaling traffic in 2025, marketers are focused on scaling attention. Long times on the page suggests that you are attracting quality visitors who value your information. Likewise, shorter times generally indicate less interest or user experience that is causing user to bounce. This matrix is now called average engagement time persistence on GA4, which I like because it's covered not just how long someone sat on your web page but how long they were actually paying attention and interacting. Average season's durations. Average season measures how long visitors spend per season on average. A season is a group of interactions with your site within a set period, typically on 2 hours. It can be thoroughly equated if one person visit to your website. It could mean that a person is viewing a single page or that they are exploring more of your site. I typically use average season durations as combinations with other engagement metrics to tell a more complete picture of several website engagements. Views per users, page per use seasons. Views per users is calculations of the average number of page a user views each season previously. Page per season is another metric that need a context to be truly useful. Page per season can answer these questions. While my average season durations might be high, how are visitors using this time? Do they stick off one of two pages or do they explore further? The biggest secret to increasing view per seasons is good navigations and your internal linking structures, including rated posts at the bottoms of your blog, can help. Engagement rates, bounce rate. Bounce rate measures and percentage of visitors who loads on page on your website then leave without interacting with the page or visiting any other page. Instead, they bounce off your website and go elsewhere. On one of the most interacting page of when GA4 came out of a replacement of bounce rates with a new matrix called engagement rates. With a couple of years later, I still have to mentally adjust to engagement rates versus bounce rate in GA4 properties. This is essentially the inverse of bounce rate. The engagement rate is percentage showing the amounts of seasons that were engaged. Google defines an engaged seasons as a seasons that last longer than 10 seconds, has the key events, or has at least 2 page views or screen views. When I see a super high bounce rate and content looks, I first things I check is the page load speed. A slow website is the quickest way to make sure Google's don't stay around. Bounce rates go up by more than 100% if a page takes more than 1 second to load. Traffic source. Traffic source track where your website traffic is coming from. This is one of the reports I spend the most time on because my digital marketing projects typically involves multiple channels that need to be continually evaluated. While the amount and types of traffic sources vary by analytics tools, some common ones are direct. This user arrive at your website browsers bookmark or by entering the URL directly into the browser bar. These terms can also catch all terms for traffic with an unknown source. Issues with cookies, source code, and more can lead to traffic levels as direct organic search. These visitors arrive at your website thoughts non-paid results on the search engine's result page SERP. Most likely they found your site thoughts Google search, but other common sources include Bing, Yandex, and DuckDuckGo. Paid search. These visitors arrive by clicking ads displayed on search engine result page. Referral traffic comes to your website thoughts link on an external website. Email. This traffic comes from a link included in your email. Referral traffic can be some things of your hidden gem. You can drill down into which website are driving the most traffic your way and see if a partnership to boost this source in available options. Social referral. Social referrals track the referral traffic that comes from paid or organic social media. According to SignUp, 90% of small business are leveraging social media in their 2025 marketing strategy. Every traffic source is useful to track, but because your social media is so central to small business, you may want to track social media referrals, especially this is website engagement metrics that track an important segments of your website buyer journey. For example, if I see a higher than average social referrals number on a website analytics, it's an indication to me that this a channel worth investing into more or maximizing its return. When I am working on social media campaigns, I often use social listening tools combining this information with data from your social referrals metrics can help shape your content and engagement strategies. New visitor seasons, new users. New visitor seasons, new users measure the number of times new unique user visits your site during a specific time frames. If a user interacts more than one seasons during the times, they still counted as the same visitors originally called new visitor seasons. This is now labeled as new users in GA4. One of the reasons I pay attention to new visitors seasons is the insight they provide into overall website and brand's growth. Plus, if you combine it with other data like country source and the pages viewed, it can give insight into how well you're expanding into specific audience segments. Combine new visitor seasons with first page seen to understand how these new visitors are finding your site. Unique versus new visitors. Unique visitors include anyone who visits our website one or more times, but it's only tracked once during reporting periods. Their websites show how many total users if you cite during the specific periods. Make interactives. I always love taking the opportunity to make website pages more fun. Last, because if there are so many tools available, I have to create this minimal skills at a higher end of the personalization scale. Dynamic content is used to personalize the experience is real time. Let's say I have a certain segments of users who visit my outdoor good e-commerce store regularly, but it just not don't seem to engage much or buy anything. I know their age range, location, and general products preferences. So I used to tool that identifies that they previously looked at hiking equipments and make sure related products are suggested up to them, or but that some things they spent time looking at before is now available at the discount to them. But personalization does not to be does not have to be that in-depth event. Customizing the language and content of your page based on a visitor's location is a great way to personalize their journey a little. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. See you on next video. Take care. Bye.